Hello, hello, hello. I am Valeris, but you can call me Val. If you want to skip to an audiobook, voice acting, reading type thing featuring some of my friends, you can skip to the timestamp that is on the video right now, on the screen right now, sorry. And for all of those who have stayed, hello. Today's video was supposed to be a Val learning to animate video, but circumstances happened and it really derailed the plan. My hard drive officially crashed and I have lost everything, but that's fine, I can remake everything anyway. The animation wasn't going well because I couldn't do it. I lost my sanity so much trying to make a fucking animation. So anyway, the actual idea for this video is me taking some of the frames that I made for the animation, so all the hours that I put into that wasn't wasted, and making a webcomic page type thing out of them. And then later on in the video, I invited some of my friends to voice act some of my characters while I narrated the story. So yeah, this video is not a tutorial, by the way. I don't explain how I do any of this. And just some other stuff to say before we get into the story part. I struggled so hard with using the comic panel tool in ClipStudio Paint. Why is it not intuitive? I did the comic panels and then it would not let me draw all the way to the edge of the frame. And then how I normally color stuff, at least, is I use the select tool because I'm lazy and I select big sections and fill them, but I couldn't do that with the comic panels because it would just like, what's the word? It would just clip to like the edge of the frame and I couldn't make precise selections. So anyway, I just eventually decided to copy and paste my line art onto a normal canvas and draw the frames by hand. And another thing, one of my friends said that Demir looks like a specific character, Xavier Renegade something. I will put him on screen because now I can't unsee it and I have to share it with the rest of the world. God. Anyway, I will shut up now and we will get into the story. Actually, I have to introduce everyone first, but then we'll get into the story. Okay, so how I'm going to be doing this introduction is by having the person who voices the characters introduce themselves first, and then I will do a brief overview of each character after they introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Runa, or Ace. I voice Soren in the upcoming webcomic that Valeris is making. I absolutely hated doing my lines. I thought I was cringing at myself so much, but it ended up being a lot of fun.
I just have to come in and say that I do not endorse the message that this is an upcoming webcomic. It's not. Thank you. Starting off with Soren, she is an assassin that will take on any job brought to her, working mostly for the upper echelons of society, although she will make exemptions and work for those who are in more lower classes, provided they give her everything they have ever earned. Those who don't pay up, let's just say they disappear and are never heard from again.
Hi there, I'm Getty Swift. I make short films on YouTube and TikTok. I voice Demir in this small little short.
Man, why the frick do you sound like I held you at gunpoint for that introduction? Next up, we have Demir, a mysterious man. He can control metal and since he has magic, he is forced to work for the upper class of society, constantly haunted by the fact that if he ever grew weary and could not perform his job any longer, he would meet his fate as a victim to the bewitched forest. He is Merrick's god, but not by choice, although Merrick does have something that he wants, and he will stop at nothing to get it.
Hello everybody, my name is Toby Floor. I'm voicing Merrick in this video. Hope you'll enjoy. My Instagram is Toby, Tobey _ Floor, FLOHR. Follow me. I'll make a YouTube one day. Like and subscribe. Love yous. Bye.
Really out here telling everyone to like and subscribe like a classic YouTuber would. Like and subscribe, by the way. And last but not least, of course, we have Merrick, the prince. He's a young man who many would say is immature and shouldn't be heir to the throne. Even some going as far as saying that he should have been the one to die instead of his brother. He is a goofball that will do anything to make others' days better, even if it's at his own expense. And of course, the final introduction, which doesn't need an introduction because you already know who I am. But me, Valeris, your lovely narrator for this trepid tale. Even though it's not trepid, who am I kidding? But anyway, I do hope that you enjoy. I spent a long time on this drawing and the story. Hopefully the Australian accents aren't too distracting. For all you Americans out there, I know we sound weird, okay? But seriously, I do hope that you enjoy. Merrick groaned in pain as he slowly rolled onto his side. The pool of blood around him, a crimson river shining like rubies under the streams of moonlight that shone through the cracks. The looming beams of light dancing off the dust and cobwebs like arms from heaven coming to claim him. He laid there instead silently at these heavenly arms reaching out to him. Before a sharp, stinging pain radiated from his abdomen again, a reminder that he was still alive and this light was not here to save him from his mortal prison. Instead, it was here to taunt him. Merrick took a deep breath. He pushed himself onto his stomach, gritting his teeth in agony as he stared at his reflection in the crimson mirror. Merrick spat out the blood in his mouth, but its metallic taste still lingered, and with all his strength he pushed himself up, his screams getting caught in his throat as his arms buckled under his weight.
Get up, Merrick. Get the hell up.
His voice faltering more and more with each word, each breath a reminder of that gaping wound. He stared at his reflection. There was no pity in the eyes that stared back at him. His eyes welled with tears as his memories played like an old cassette tape in the swirling pool of blood. How a few days ago might be the last time he saw the sky, the stars, heard the sweet chirping of those birds that would be drowned out by people talking, the scathing criticism his parents would give, or the lectures that fell on deaf ears. He longed to hear them yell at him for getting kidnapped.
You can't die here. Not like this.
His cries clawed at his throat, viciously tearing at his vocal cords, begging to get some sort of sound out, but leading to nothing but air.
Merrick!
The yell broke the silence, followed by the sound of distant footsteps growing nearer and nearer, until soon enough there were two familiar shoes standing in the pool of blood, their presence distorting the once calm red mirror. But even through the distorted reflections, Merrick could make out the familiar features of his guard standing there in front of him. Merrick slowly raised his head to look at the person that was now kneeling in front of him. Although Demir's face was backlit by those heavenly lights, Merrick could still make out the complex waves of emotions that crossed over his face.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm here.
The words leaving Demir's mouth sounded calm, but Merrick could tell there was a hint of panic that slowly crept its way in.
You're going to be alright. I'm gonna get you out of here.
Demir's voice faltered from his usual calm tone as he slowly leaned closer to examine Merrick's injuries.
I know it hurts, but you're okay. I'm here.
A sharp glimmer of light shot out from the darkness behind Demir, Merrick's eyes darting towards the source of the light.
I'm here.
His words were cut off as he was yanked back, the feeling of cold metal pressed against his neck.
Demir!
A warning that had sadly come too late. And with that, time felt as though it had slowed down. Demir's breathing shallowed, each breath feeling like a threat. That cold metal on his neck, ready to strike at the slightest movement.
Soren.
He looked at the girl in his peripheral vision, a face that he knew all too well. Soren let out a slight laugh before leaning in closer.
I warned you, Demir, to stay out of my way.
She leaned in more, this time her lips close enough to graze his ear as she spoke.
I know why you really need him.
Demir's eyes shot to Merrick.
Don't worry, I haven't told him. Yet.
Before receding back a bit and bringing her voice to a normal volume.
Maybe I can haggle with my employer to get paid extra. For getting rid of you.
Stay away from him!
Shut up, lover boy.
Soren rolled her eyes and glared at Merrick.
She'd love to watch you on your knees pleading for mercy. Even if she won't up the price, we have a score to settle, and I won't complain.
Please give a big round of applause for my lovely voice actors. Because without them, this idea wouldn't have existed, or it probably would have been a lot worse, with just my voice reading out every line. So yes, big thanks to them. All their links will be in the description, so remember to give them some love. And this is the final webcomic page thing. I don't like the majority of the panels in this, but it is what it is, and I know for next time if I feel like doing this again, don't get your hopes up. But in all seriousness, I do hope that you enjoyed the story that I wrote, and hopefully it wasn't too cringe-worthy. If you enjoyed, consider giving this a like, and if you didn't, that's an issue I can't solve for you, and I think you should get that fixed. Bye.